Adriana is an executive coach in the aerospace industry with over 27 years at Boeing, serving global technical operations. Speaking of coaching coaches. Who has the clicker? Oh, the clicker is here. Okay. Got the book too. Well, good morning. Buenos días. Ángeles Inversors Familia. It's really an honor for me to be here with all of you this morning. This is actually my first time, not with Ángeles Investors, but really attending one of Ángeles Investors and the one who actually got me involved with this amazing organization. And it is really an honor because this is an organization that really sits at the intersection of purpose, of potential. And this is the power where we not only find, fund, and fuel the best venues here in America. But as a Latina, as an engineer, now as an author, and as someone who has climbed literal and metaphorical mountains, this moment really represents the culmination of many climbs, many dreams, and a deep sense of responsibility. As I mentioned, this is my first time speaking to this particular community, but I already feel that I'm with family among many visionaries that not only dream, but also are making a change by actually funding and making a difference in our community. And you're just, the champions of Latino innovation, building the bridges to finding capital, mentorship, and belief. And I'm here to share a story that hope is going to challenge you to climb higher, not just in business, but also in purpose. So today I'm going to take you on a journey. And this is a journey of transcendence, of inspiration, of an ascent. And as I detail it on my book called Conquering the Peak of Success. But more importantly, I also want to challenge you to see what your peak is and how you can actually get on that peak as inventors, as innovators, as leaders, and also as visionaries, and how you can actually reach that and how you can expand it. Let me share with you what I learned, not just on the mountains, but also what I learned when I got this in life, in boardrooms, and now as I dip into my next chapter as a consultant and as an author. And this is my mantra for everything that I do. Each uphill taught me what success truly demands. You need to have clear goals. You need to have capability, and you need to have courage. So in December of 2021, I embarked on 100 kilometers on a race across the Andes Mountains from Argentina to Chile. The event is called the Cruce. And this really pushed me on not only a physical, but a mental and emotional limits. So when I ran this 100-kilometer race, I didn't just, pack my gear, but I packed just decades of grit, of leadership, of heartbreak and hope. And the mountain was not only beautiful, but it was brutal. But it wasn't just the terrain that left a mark on me. It was a moment on day 3. It was the last day of the race. I met a woman from Mexico who was frozen with fear. And we were already at the summit on Cerro O'Connor, and she was paralyzed by acrophobia. This is the fear of heights. So I stopped to help her down, and I abandoned my timing of the goal, because at that moment, success wasn't about me crossing the finish line and making timing. Success meant lifting someone else. And I really helped her down Mount O'Connor. Later the same day, I was the one who almost gave down on myself. I actually nearly quit that race. I was exhausted. So my left knee was in so much pain. My pride was bruised. My willpower was absolutely gone. I was done. So it wasn't until I actually get to the last help aid that one of the volunteers told me, you didn't wish for this. You work for this. You're only 7 kilometers away from the finish line. Go get it done. Do not stop. So I kept moving. And those words stay for me forever. And that really became my mantra. We cannot stop when we feel that we are exhausted. We just need to keep moving, keep going, and get the work done. And this also happens in any boardroom. It happens everywhere you go. So let me share 3 of the core truths that I've learned, not just on that mountain and on that finish line, but in life, in boardrooms. And now, as I mentioned, and I step in this new chapter as a consultant and as an author. So this is my mantra on everything that I do. Each uphill really taught me what success truly demands. So you need to have clear goals, because you cannot summit what you cannot name, what you cannot define. SMART goals brings power to your dreams. The second is capability, because preparation is never optional. The third one is courage, because sometimes you must lead even when your knee hurts, when the air is thin, when you're helping someone else off the edge. And I wrote about this on Conquering the Peak of Sussex, because these are not theories. This is the truth that we have all gone through life. On that mountain, I also realized something deeper. And is that climbing is not just a physical act, it's symbolic on everything that we do as leaders, as founders, as investors. Each of us is carrying something invisible. These are past struggles, these are bold visions, responsibilities, and quiet fears. But we're also carrying strength, fueled by community, by culture, and by climb itself. But we can just measure someone's true altitude by their LinkedIn profile. We see it in their endurance, in their integrity, and their ability to help someone else ascend. But let's talk about what actually brings us here. Latino-led startups are the fastest growing segment of entrepreneurship in America. The Latino community is a growth engine. We're driving economic growth. We are creating jobs, and we're leading innovation. And yet, less than 2% of venture capital reaches Latino founders. We heard about that last night. We hear about this on every podcast. And this is where Angeles investors become than just a community. It becomes a force. Angeles investors isn't just closing the gap. You are flipping the narrative. You see talent when other people see risk. We don't just need capital, we need commitment. We don't just need checks, we need believers. And as someone who helped transform the Boeing production systems, and as the founder of a scholarship for Latinas in STEM, I know what it feels like to blaze the trail and still wonder if anyone sees you. Your presence here today sends a powerful message. We see each other. We fund each other. We rise together. But what's the area that we haven't fully conquered yet? Access, capital, and community at the top. So that's why your mission at Angeles Investors speaks directly to my soul, to grow the Latino Angeles investing community while backing diverse founders. And as I wrote in my book, persistence and resilience are the bedrock of success. But we were never meant to climb this alone. It's time that we stop asking for seats at the table, and we actually need to start building our own summits where diverse founders don't just get heard. We need to get funded. We don't have a pipeline problem. We have an investment imbalance, and you are the answer. You have influence. You have access. You are angels, but you're also architects. So what are you here to build? Let me leave you with 3 powerful truths of my journey. The climb is going to require clarity. Whether you're a founder or a funder, define your why with precision. Clear goals create momentum. Vague dreams don't get funded or fulfilled. The climb requires others. Build and support a system that stretches beyond mentorship. You need to create an ecosystem. Bring others into the altitude. And the climb also requires celebration. Oftentimes, we're so focused on what's next that we forget to honor how far we've become. So at the end of the race in Patagonia, I crossed that finish line not only exhausted, but transformed. And I wasn't alone. Every runner, every helper, every tear was part of that moment. And I've seen this in aerospace, in running, in writing. I see it here in this room. So let's create those moments for founders, for investors, and for the future that we deserve. So what does success really mean? For years, I thought that meant titles and trophies. But real success is not a one-size-fits-all, right? It's really about alignment. Because when our goals, when our values, and our actions line up, that's when success becomes sustainable. So I stopped climbing other people's mountains and I started scaling my own. So let's talk about mentorship, not just receiving it, but offering it bodily. Every step that I took made it possible because someone else believed in me. And many of those people didn't look like me. And many of them didn't have to do it. They did it because they wanted to. Because they believe in me, even in moments when I didn't believe in myself. So now as a consultant and as a speaker, what I'm trying to do is pave the way forward for others. Because mentorship is really how we build impact. So I'm asking you, who are you mentoring right now? And who are you lifting up as you climb your own mountain? Because leadership is not about position and it's not about popularity. It is about altitude and how high you're lifting each other's up. So also in my book, I talk about resilience and adaptability and about self-discipline. But there is one more principle that I think is more important than the others, and is legacy. So that means what is going to outlive you? What are your grandchildren going to talk about you when you're no longer here? And this room is actually filled with legacy builders. So as you invest in companies, let's stop here. Go back. This room is full with people that are just changing lives. So as you're making your investments, consider, are you funding solutions that align with your values? Are you investing in founders that align and reflect the future of America? Are you investing in companies that are ethical and smart? The ROI shows up in stronger communities, in resilient ventures, and legacies that matter. We need to climb together. I'm going to show you a little video when I was actually finally crossing the finish line in El Cruce. Oh, what happened? Okay. And remember, I almost gave up 7 kilometers before that moment. So, I think I already talked about this. So, back in Patagonia, I watched a man that barely made it to the finish line. He was actually leaning on his wife, and his firstborn child was actually waiting for him on the other side of the finish line. And that moment reminded me that our strength is not always about speed, but it's about purpose. So I crossed that finish line, as you saw me, with pride, with pain, but with a new understanding that true summit is when we rise and when we actually help others rise with us. I'll show you something. So that is the experience behind Conquering the Peak of Success. And it's more than a book, right? It's a call of inspiration. So to everyone in this room, whether you're climbing the venture capital peak, launching your own venture or your startup, or navigating the winding trails of leadership, know this: you're capable, you're called, and you're already climbing. Let's create ecosystems. Let's build altitudes that didn't exist before. Let's make space for all of us at the summit. And as you find, and fuel the next generation of leaders, remember that success isn't just reaching the peak, it's bringing others with you. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Fund with purpose. Your capital can open generational doors. Mentor with heart. Your story might be someone else's bridge. And elevate loudly. Speak names in rooms where they're not yet seated. Because when you do these things, you're not only fueling companies, but you're only fueling movements. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias, Adriana. Otro gran aplauso, por favor, para Adriana.